Sup guys? While researching for my Destroyer's Guns guide, which I was almost done with, I came upon some findings in regards to absolute cooldown that made me probably have to redo a whole section of it. On all three of the Vanguard gun pages for the English Azur wiki, it is stated that the absolute cooldown is 0.3 seconds, which the DPS calcs below it takes into account. However, this is not true. By the way, I'm not really blaming the wiki for this. I've gotten a lot of useful information from it over the years, and there's way more things on it that are correct than not. Also, it is free. Anyway, I gave Ajax the Napoli gun from PR7, which has a volley time of 0. The reason I chose Ajax is because she only has one gun mount and no reload buffs. There is no other reason. I also had to remake this video because I used Felix Schultz before Ajax, who has a 30% auxiliary boost, and the effect is not reflected in the cooldown of the equipment screen. So when I gave her autoloaders to test different cooldowns, I forgot to account for it and it completely messed up my calculations. As you can tell, I'm having a great day, having to remake over and over again a video on a topic that is oh so exciting. Anyway, according to the wiki formula, the total cooldown of this gun would be 2.78 seconds, plus 0.3 seconds of absolute cooldown, for a total of 3.08 seconds. It would need over 30 seconds to finish 10 reload cycles. Let's take a look at the footage to see if this is really the case. I'll link the raw footage in the description of the video. Putting the footage into DaVinci Resolve, I'm going to cut the beginning at the frame where the first shot appears and the cooldown timer starts, and then count 10 reload cycles and freeze it where the shells of the 11th salvo appears. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, dix. Sorry about that. I'm more comfortable counting in my mother tongue. We can see the exact time that elapsed after 10 seconds, which is exactly 28 seconds, meaning that the total cooldown is 2.8 seconds, and the absolute cooldown is 0.02 seconds, but that is if we're still assuming that such a thing exists, which it might not. Then I gave her the rammer, and the gun cooldown dropped to 2.72 seconds. I repeated the same process, and it turns out it took exactly 28 seconds again. Putting the footage side by side, you can see in the frame-by-frame comparison that the cooldown is exactly the same with or without the rammer. So what exactly is happening here? My guess is that there is no absolute cooldown, and the cooldown is just rounded up to 2.8, but in any case, there is no 0.3 second absolute cooldown to be found. I also did a few more runs with the same two loadouts. Some runs took a few extra frames to complete the cycle, going up to 28 seconds and 25 frames, so about half a second longer because the recording is in 60 frames per second. But this extra time was independent of the cooldown of the gun, whether it was the 2.72 second cooldown with rammer or 2.78 second cooldown without. Some trials took a few frames more than exactly 28 seconds to complete, so it might have to do with lag. By the way, when multiple gun mounts, different gun mounts, and multiple vanguards are added to the equation, things may get even more convoluted, and I haven't even figured out how it works with one ship and one mount yet. So who knows when I'll get around to attempting to figure out what's going on there. By the way, you don't have to take my word for it. Feel free to repeat the experiments yourself to verify these claims. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.